For this Chef Talk with Kyle Cherek, I catch a drink with Evan Greenhalgh, the chef of Easy Tyger. This series first encountered him when he was working at Bacchus, and our first interview for the whole series, Chef Talk, with Chef Adam Siegel, Evan added his impersonation of Julia Child while, I don't know, prepping in the kitchen, and really set the series off in a great direction.
Am I on the spot right now?
Can you do it?
It's a 1 minute edit. No more, no less than 1 minute. Very informative, whatever.
He has now moved his way through working for other folks and taken the helm at what I consider one of the most flavorful and engaging restaurants in the city. It's Chef Talk with Kyle Cherek and Chef Evan Greenhalgh of Easy Tyger. I don't know where to start with you because we go back so long.
Yeah, you hit me with a hard question.
Yeah, all right. What the hell is the difference between a small plate tapas and shared plates and just trying to create more revenue in a restaurant with more dishes to wash?
I feel like
What's the difference between those four?
That's a good question. Can you repeat it now?
Yeah, sure. What's the difference between small plates, tapas, shared plates, and a sneaky way of creating more revenue in a restaurant with more dishes to wash?
I think there isn't much of a difference. I think if you break it down kind of individually, I think tapas, that should be sort of like one or two components on a dish.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. It has a heritage.
It has a heritage. It all started off in Spain, and it should be just like 2 or 3 simple flavors, on a dish.
Yeah.
And I think now with small plates and like shared plates, you take a fully composed, dish, and you just make it smaller, and
okay, that's shared plates.
Charge less for it.
And charge less for it.
And try to sell more of it.
I, who wrap sentences around descriptives of cuisine and restaurants for a living, struggle with what the F Easy Tyger is.
You definitely hit the nail on the head because, we kind of explain ourselves to other people too, and they're kind of just like, what? What are you doing? Mm-hmm. And I think the root, the kind of like what inspired a lot of it for us in a way was a bit of like street food culture too. That was kind of the opening concept, was we really wanted to have these dishes kind of inspired by sort of street food. And then I would explain that to people and be like, oh, you're opening a restaurant, what kind of food is it? I'm like, it's street food. And be like, what's street food?
Right.
It's like, it's not just, corn dogs and cream puffs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Street food originated from people in regions of the world, in their cultures, that food originated, that's what they were hawking on the street. And that food came from the land, the area around them.
Yeah.
That was kind of the inspiration. That was the jump off point. And then over the course of a few months, we've just kind of tweaked it and had fun with it and played around with it.
So you've seen Milwaukee grow and change.
Yeah.
When I started first thinking about food 10, 12 years ago here, it was a completely different city.
Yeah.
If you had kidnapped me and then brought me back, I'd say this is not... Street names are the same. This cannot be Milwaukee, right? And you're really kind of present for the second half of that. Yeah. So where do you, I don't know, reflect? I don't really have a question, but what the hell with that? Where do you think it's going? Well, what do you know? What do you like? What scares you?
New restaurants opening in the city is a good thing, I think the more the merrier. I think that helps our kind of our food culture evolve and what it is to be Milwaukee, cuisine. What's our restaurant culture like here in the city? So more restaurants I think is good, but there's times where I get worried. I'm like, there's so many new restaurants opening up in this city. It's like every day there's 10 new restaurants open.
So you think the food hasn't gotten better, or it's just gotten as good but more disparate?
I think I think the food's gotten better too. I think, with new restaurants opening up, and that kind of it causes people to be a little more competitive. Everybody's trying to kind of outdo each other, or be in this day and age, if you don't have something sourced from a farm or somewhere on your menu, you're scoffed at. You're not getting farm fresh, lettuce. And you're not one of the cool kids if you're not sourcing stuff locally, and that's just kind of the way it is. That's almost what people expect now going into a nice restaurant.
Right.
They want
Right.
to look for the chalkboard. Where's all this food?
Which you
coming
have,
from?
you had
We
one.
had. We put
Yeah.
art up instead.
Yeah. So you got rid of that.
We kind of just do what we want here, you know?
Yeah.
We kind of play by. I feel we're kind of like the black sheep of Brady Street a little bit in the food scene, sort of. I don't know if that's a fair assessment.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
like it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party fillets. One is rare.
Some filet, one rare.
One chicken. Party style. 7 party salmon. 2 mushroom risotto entrees. PDR, please.
Heard that.